Hello friends, it's John, a Windows hater. Last time I have made a video for Windows users teaching people how to install OpenWRT with a Windows machine. If you haven't watched that video, I suggest you to watch it first. I spent too much time on that video because Windows operating system is so difficult to control. I feel headache after doing the video with the Windows machine. Ever since then, I become a Windows hater. But I still wanna help Windows users, so today I will show you how to install a Linux virtual machine on the Windows laptop. Then we install OpenWRT with the Linux virtual machine. I hope this time I could feel less headache. Okay, let's start. First we need to install Virtualbox. That is very easy. Just download the installer. Just click next step, very easy. You can also use VMware, that is your call. I don't have the money to buy VMware, so I'll stick with the Virtualbox. It's free, and it's easy to use. After Virtualbox is installed, we need to create a new virtual machine. Ubuntu is a popular Linux distribution. I'll start a virtual machine with Ubuntu Linux. Go download the ISO image from Ubuntu website. The ISO image is like the CD installer. Later we use the ISO image to install Ubuntu. I'll download the desktop version, which provides the graphical user interface. After the ISO image is downloaded, we create a new virtual machine with the Virtualbox. Virtual machine is just like a slice of your physical machine. If your physical machine has 8 gigs of memory, then you cut it into 4 slices. Each slice is a virtual machine which has 2 gigs of memory. Now give it a name. I'll give it 2 gigs of memory, 20 gigs of storage. Now the virtual machine is created. We need to install the Ubuntu Linux operating system on the virtual machine. But before that, we need to fix the network adapter config. By default, the network is in the NAT mode. We need to change it to the bridged mode. NAT mode is like the physical machine is the gateway of the virtual machine. All data from the virtual machine needs to go through the physical machine. Bridged mode is like both the physical machine and the virtual machine are connected to the external network. The data from virtual machine is directly sent out without passing through the physical machine. This part is a little difficult to understand. Just to remember, select the bridged mode. Let the virtual machine be a standalone device in the network. I'm connected to the router with the Ethernet cable, so I'll attach the virtual network adapter to the Ethernet adapter. After the network is configured, we insert the CD installer into the CD drive of the virtual machine. If the ISO image is burnt into a CD, it's a CD installer. If it is not burnt into a CD, then it's a virtual installer. We just choose the ISO Ubuntu image as the virtual installer. Save the changes, then we start the virtual machine. Select Install Ubuntu Linux on the machine. Select time zone and set up username and password. It will install Ubuntu into the virtual disk.
A few moments later.
Okay, now the Ubuntu Linux operating system is installed. You know how to install OpenWRT on the routers, right? I have done many videos about that. Now I'm doing it again with the Ubuntu virtual machine. I'll try to run the OpenWRTInvasion script to get the telnet access of the R3G router, then get into the device to flash OpenWRT. OpenWRTInvasion script supports a series of Mi-Wi-Fi routers, such as R3G, R4, R4A. Other devices are easy to get the SSH or telnet access, such as AC2100 and the Nano router. Just open few links, then we can get into the stock firmware. I'm not going to talk about those devices, because if you know how to get into the R3G, you should know how to deal with other devices. Just to check my other YouTube videos, it's very simple. The OpenWRTInvasion script is hosted on GitHub. We need to download the file. After the scripts are downloaded, open a terminal. cd into the OpenWRTInvasion directory and start the script with Python 3. Python is a programming language. The OpenWRTInvasion script is written in Python. There are two versions of Python, Python 2 and Python 3. Some old versions of Linux only ships with Python 2. Maybe you need to install Python 3 to run the script. I'm running the latest version of Ubuntu which ships with Python 3, so I have no need to install Python 3 anymore. Also, the OpenWRTInvasion script requires two modules to run. If your Python runtime doesn't have the two modules yet, you need to first install them. The way to install Python 3 and Python modules is by command line. You need to do a search if you don't know how to install applications in Linux. It should be something like this. Okay, let's get back to the script. It will ask for a token to get authorized. We open the administration webpage. The token is just in the address bar. Provide the token to the script. The script will be authorized to run some commands in the router. Make sure the router is connected to the internet. It will download BusyBox to start a telnet service. If your network is not very good, the script may fail to download BusyBox binary file. You will fail to get the telnet access. Okay, now the service should be started. Let's try to connect. There are several partitions on the flash chip. We need to copy the two images to the router and flash them into kernel 1 and rootfs0 partitions. If you want to learn more about the flash storage and partition stuff, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check this video. The OpenWRTInvasion script also starts a FTP service for us to upload files. So I will log in the FTP and transfer the two images to the TMP directory. The OpenWRT images are on the physical machine, so I just upload from the physical machine. After the images are transferred, we telnet into the router. Run the mtd command to flash the images into the flash storage. You know the device has two kernels. After the images are flashed, we need to tell bootloader to boot from kernel 1 partition, because that is where we have OpenWRT flashed in. If you are using the stock bootloader, just add this environmental variable. Bootloader will boot from kernel 1. Save the settings into NVRAM. If you are using the breed bootloader like me, please add the environmental variable in the breed web console, then reboot. A few minutes later, OpenWRT would start up. So simple! Again, if you want to know more about Bootloader and NVRAM, please check my other YouTube videos. I have made some introductions about that. This is the second solution of installing OpenWRT for Windows users. By using virtual machine, we can make it work, and I think it's simpler than installing Bash and Python on Windows. Please leave your comments below and let me know how it goes. If you like the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me a thumbs up. If you are a Windows user, please let me know if I made any mistakes. See you next time. Bye bye!